So welcome to my official preview for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. A big thank you goes to Konami for inviting me down to their offices to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel early back in December, and today I'm finally able to talk about and show gameplay of what I think is best described as the early game content. So that's the tutorial, duel strategy, 2 of the solo mode experiences, and of course some PvP gameplay via friend duels. There's a ton of information to cover, as well as my general thoughts on the game in the PvP duel section, and I'm just going to say now, I really love this game so far. And of course, if there's any questions about Master Duel you have, leave them down below in the comments, and of course, if I'm able to, I will try my best to answer them. Anyway, let's dive right in. So let's start with the tutorial. Now, this is a very basic handheld introduction to the overall core mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh! What monster cards, spell cards, and trap cards are, how they work, how to play them, how they function with each other, and what the overall objective of the game is. Getting your opponent down from 8,000 life points to 0. This is very basic stuff, but doing these will give you rewards like gems and a structure deck you can take into duel strategy, or into the solo mode, or even further, into your PvP journey online. Now, duel strategy is where you come to brush up on the more advanced mechanics, what tribute summoning or synchro summoning is for example, and these are broken down into 2 main types of activities, practice and duel. In practice, you are once again guided through how to perform a certain action. Here you can see we have the synchro summon tutorial. It's very handheld, but at least for this one, it gave me a choice of what card I want to summon, so there is some form of choice there. Now for the duels, the game throws you right in against a deck designed to show off that mechanic at a basic level. And you can see here I'm playing Volcanic instead of the default structure deck because you can use any deck in your collection for duel strategy. And of course, you'll be getting rewards for doing this as well. But now we're onto the solo mode, and this takes the duel strategy formula but fleshes it out even more, with each gate focusing around a specific deck theme and their card lore. I was able to try out the Absolute Emperor, which is based around the Monarchs, and the Pyroxene Warriors, which features the Gem Knights. And like duel strategy, there are 4 main types of activities in each solo mode gate. You have Scenario, which is a animated introduction to the archetype, Practice and Duel were the same as in duel strategy, and the goal provides an endpoint that's animated again to cap off the story of the lore being told. And of course, you'll be able to obtain rewards such as new cards, cosmetics, gems, legacy pack tickets, and other consumables for progressing along through each solo mode experience. You'll even get a structure deck when completing the goal objective, which is intended to give you a starting point to craft your own deck from that specific theme. However, unlike duel strategy, you can choose whether to use either a loner deck or your own custom made deck to complete each duel, and you'll receive different rewards depending on the deck you cleared them with, which is pretty good. So that means each solo mode duel will be cleared at least twice in your playthrough. And one more thing I want to point out here is just how good the music is for these solo mode duels and scenarios. It doesn't really feel like typical Yu-Gi-Oh! Music, and I mean that in a very good way. It's not like Duel Links, it's something different, and it works, and it's so good. But now onto the PvP duels, the bread and butter of Master Duel gameplay. Online duels. Now, these were done via the friend duel feature, and to me it was described as being perfect for playtesting new decks and strategies, so I'm going to show you some clips and highlights of the various duels we had in the background, whilst going through 12 key new and returning features of Master Duel's gameplay, because the decks we had access to weren't really on the same power level, so some people had some really broken decks and other people had some not as broken decks. So let's dive in with point number 1, Ash Blossom Sleeves. Number 2, the coin flip at the start of the duel is automated, but the winner then gets to choose whether they go first or second, so it's this nice middle ground for actual interactivity in your Master Duel. Number 3, the duel timer is set for 480 seconds, which is 8 minutes, but this is only for you, so your opponent also gets a timer of the same length, but it does count down whenever you make an action or think in response to a card effect, either in your turn or your opponent's turn, but it doesn't go down when animations are playing, and you gain more time as your turn starts. So it seems fair, but our turns were never long enough to actually get a full picture of how this actually works, so I have to wait a bit longer to see just how the timer functions in actual gameplay. Number 4, cards can manually be dragged onto the field and will automatically set themselves if they can't be activated. For example, trap cards, you can just drag them onto the field, into the zone, and they will go there. Otherwise, you do still need to confirm the position, for example, attack mode, defense mode, activating or setting, but it's a very streamlined experience, at least on PC. Number 5, and actually one of the bigger things, in the bottom right corner of the screen are 3 very important buttons. The first one on your left is the optional activation toggle, which has been taken straight from Duel Links. If you know that, you know what this does. Secondly, on the right is the duel log, which can be brought up at any time during gameplay and dismissed at the same rate, and it's really good because you can scroll back infinitely without new actions in the duel actually interrupting the flow of your duel log. So you can scroll back to the very beginning of the duel and not be interrupted by things happening on turn 6 or turn 7. And finally, a new button that reveals all public knowledge in the current game state, such as card types, the top card in the banished and graveyard zones, how many cards are in those zones, what you have set face down, and it's also accessible via the middle mouse click, so it's very quick to see during gameplay. You can toggle it real quickly. It's amazing. Number 6, like Duel Links, you can skip the extra summon animations if you want to by clicking anywhere on the screen. Number 7, duel fields have these small interactive elements. For example, here if I click by the stone pillars, a small ritual raven will come out of hiding, he'll make a noise, he'll shake a bow, and then run back into hiding. Your mates also have several animations for attacks, victories, and defeats, but also animations for when you click on them. Cyber Dragon Infinity in particular doesn't seem to like being paired. Number 9, like Dark Hole, Monster Reborn also has a unique animation when you draw and activate it. It's really cool and does make the moment of when you play this very classic card even more exciting. Number 10, a pretty small one, but you can click on the image of a card in the card details UI to bring up a full screen view of that card. Number 11, the game doesn't really waste time with animations, with pop-up boxes for effects happening right as cards hit the field, so the game always feels fast and fluid. Even the big cut-in animations don't really overstay their welcome, and if you do miss something, the duel log's always there to be scrolled up to see all the information possible. That's one of the big things about this game, is it gives you so much information when you want it. And of course, finally, I did do the Pot of Duality test, which feels plenty fast compared to Legacy of the Duelist, so if you like playing Pot of Duality, you're in good hands. But overall, it feels like it's taken a lot of the best quality of life features introduced in Duel Links and just made them feel even better, and it's why this game felt so good to play. And I cannot wait for the game to drop. Whenever it does drop, I don't know when it drops, but when it does drop, it's shaping up to be something very, very special. From what we've seen today, what we've seen in the trailers, and things that have come out since then, it all looks very promising. I'm very excited, and once again, a big thank you to Konami for inviting me down to their offices to play this game early, to bring you this early coverage of Master Duel, and I will leave you with some raw gameplay of Master Duel. Take it in, enjoy it, let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. Thanks for watching.